We're back. Now that everybody watched me comically struggle with the convertible top boot, it's on. So, we talked about stickers, we talked about this, we talked about that. Well, let's talk about some of the options the car has. Okay, so this car has what's known as the rally gauge cluster. I'm gonna turn on the headlights so you can kind of get an idea here. So essentially, you would have just a fuel gauge and idiot lights, and with the rally cluster, you have individual gauges for your fuel, your water temperature, your oil pressure. You'd also have a tachometer, which does work in this car, and a clock, which does work. Most of the time, they didn't work from the factory, but this one does. This is also an air conditioning car. The AC does work just fine. You'll notice original set of General Motors keys. So not reproductions. These are the original keys for the car. That's one set. That's two sets. Both sets of original keys for a 1972 car. Kind of wild. So anyway, yeah, so also another thing in 1972, you get this cool light up here. I'll tell you what that's about here. We're not going to, that's your key buzzer. We're not going to start the car, because it's in the garage, but also you notice it does have the Hurst dual gate shifter, and notice those console lights do work. But if you put the car in drive and you don't have your seatbelt on, it's gonna definitely let you know. It's telling you don't have to put your seatbelt on. I go over here, I pull the seatbelt roller, and it shuts off. It's the most annoying thing in the world. But it does work. Works when the car's in drive. Not many people know how that system works because essentially they're either disconnected or they don't work the way they're supposed to. Everything on this car works the way it's supposed to. Let's talk about the ashtray. How much can you talk about an ashtray? Cigarette lighter, never used. Non-smoker car from 1972. Look at the ashtray. It's freaking brand new. It's really, really cool. One thing that bothers me about this car a little bit is the fact that it has an 8-track player. This 8-track player did not come with the car. It was dealer installed in 1972. I have that paperwork. It's on the stack of paperwork. It really bothers me because I wish it had the original AM/FM radio there. I do have the original AM/FM radio that is actually brand new in the box, but that would have to be swapped out. You'll notice it does say Cutlass Supreme over there. It's supposed to say Cutlass Supreme. If you see a 72442 and it says 442 over there, that's not correct. Once again, console dual gate shifter. How this dual gate shifter works, essentially, it's just like a regular normal shifter, but you can turn this key back here. One noise or the other. You can actually flip this gate, and we'll actually do what actually happens is you flip this flip this up, and you can actually put the shifter over, and you can ratchet your gears. 1, 2, and 3. So that's why they called it a his and her shifter. This is her side, that was his side. Completely politically incorrect. We went over the original new car sticker that's still in it. Glove box. All the original decals are in the glove box. Looking over here, we look inside the door. Obviously, I can iterate it 50 times, but it's original paint and it's not rusty at all. Original pans, all that stuff. So yeah, so it looks good. Parking brake works. All the interior lights work. Rheostat works. Obviously, you see the convertible top works. Air conditioning does work as well. So let's keep walking. So you'll notice the courtesy lights do work as well. And this interior just really, really, really pops, just like the rest of the car pops. And you'll notice perfect 3/16 gap everywhere around this car. Just original. It fits nice. Everything is. I mean, if you're gonna spend this kind of money on a car, I don't know if I'm overkilling my videos here, but you want to see this stuff. No mud anywhere on this car. It's It's got a ding, a scratch. Sure, of course, but it's original. I went ahead and I pulled everything out of the trunk. The reason I did that is I wanted to show what the trunk looks like. First thing we notice when we are looking at the trunk, our positive traction decal, because the car doesn't have positive traction, our jack storage and instructions. The original jack, the original handle, the original spare tire is actually with the car. It's all over here. So all this stuff goes in the trunk, but you couldn't see the trunk if, you're not going to see the trunk without a light if I don't get one, so let me grab one. Okay, let's see, this should be long enough here. Okay. So the trunk, okay. Original quarters, obviously. Everything on this car is just original. So we wanted to kind of show you the trunk floor, and you'll notice this overspray and stuff here. That's all factory correct. You notice inside the wheel well, you know, where the quarter meets. I don't really think I need to go into that. This car has original quarters. The sail panels are a very common area for rust. It's not. This is just what the car looked like in 1972. I'm going to go ahead and show you the trunk floor. This fiber mat is factory. I don't want to completely rip it out of the car, but you can get an idea what the trunk looks like here. Now you'll see some what looks like rust, but it's not actually rust. Those are actually little fibers from the back of this panel here. And if I took this out, I'd be scrubbing and all that stuff, and I really don't want to mess with the originality of the car. So once again, this is not rust. This is actually factory spatter paint. So that's all factory spatter paint, and that's little things that you see are actually little pieces of fiber from the mat itself. But this trunk has no rust in it, I assure you. Another thing that restorers get wrong, the whole trunk wasn't spatter painted. They did a really crappy job from the factory spatter painting these trunks, let me tell you. That is the factory trunk, what it should look like. It's been untouched. So that's the factory trunk there. There's absolutely zero rust in there. But the spatter paint actually starts at the bottom of the trunk and not at the rear of the trunk like so many restorers do incorrectly. So we can put that stuff back there. So that's the original trunk mat. When you see it in pictures, you'll see, oh, a very nice, pretty trunk, but that's actually what it looks like there. There's your where the spare tire handle goes there, and show you nice how the rim is there. That's one way to know if your trunk lid has ever been off. Behind here, there's a little plastic washer that falls off when this trim has ever been removed, so this trim has never been removed from the car. Bumpers, real nice. Has the correct cutouts for the which come with the L75 package, which this car has. The underside of this car is really, really nice. It's got a lot of the original decals and no rust or anything like that. But like I said, aside from the seat upholstery, it's all as delivered. All original there. Even the weather stripping's original. It's freaking amazing. All right, so take some pictures on a lift. I will take some outside pictures. But if you have any questions, you can call me on my cell phone, 630-273-7595, in regards to probably the coolest 442 that you can ever buy. It really, truly drives like a new 442. So thanks again for looking and going over 442 stuff. Thank you.